My view about how one should deal with North Korea is that, okay, next step is what do we want, what's in the best interest of the national security of the United States of America and our allies, and what is best is not to have the agreed framework collapse. So I do not think the Bush administration proceeded in the best way for the national interest. I certainly calling the North Koreans on this, which was the plan, by the way, of the Clinton folks. They were going to do this right at the very beginning of the Gore administration, which didn't happen. All right, but they had a plan for this, and I was well aware of that plan. The Bush confrontation, and Jim Kelly, went ahead, and he was the instrument of this. Was to really stick to North Koreans. Afterwards, when North Koreans were not admitting to the program, and I mean they were not admitting that it was a violation of anything that they had undertaken in 1994, and then we were stepping away from delivering on the fuel shipments, and then ultimately on the construction of the reactor, and the North Koreans then did what they did, which was essentially to begin reprocessing, separating plutonium, and building nuclear weapons, testing ballistic missiles. This wasn't good. And so if you ask the question, could they have handled it better? I would say, you bet. My view is that one probably needs to deal with think about dealing with North Koreans in a continuing basis. One would try to make agreements with them as one would with any other government and hope that they will stick and stay in place. When they don't, or if they don't, then you assess the situation and figure out what's the best thing to do in terms of your national security interests and those of your allies. If it's another deal, you do another deal. And I don't think benefit very much from trying to teach the North Koreans lessons. I think that's a simple-minded way of approaching relations between nation states, and North Korea is, for better or worse, a nation state. So I think the deal we cut with the North Koreans in '94, which I think accounts for one reactor being shut down for quite a period of time, a reprocessing plant being shut down, 2 other reactors not being constructed, I would say probably without exaggeration, any exaggeration, whatever, that we're talking about more than 100 nuclear weapons that would have been built had we not made a deal, makes the deal seem like a good one to me. That it collapsed, whether you take my interpretation, which is it didn't need to collapse, and the Bush administration managed that poorly, or you believe the Bush administration had it perfectly right, either way, it served its purpose for a decade, nearly. Not so bad. And then you go on from there, and you still are always trying to do what's in the best interest of the country.